Good evening, everyone. My name is Muhammad Khalil, and this is my anything speech. Now, I want you to imagine the devil taking a break from hell and coming down to earth to take vacation in Los Angeles. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the best Netflix show that was ever created. And that show is Lucifer Morningstar, or Lucifer. I will first focus on how the show is combined of comedy, drama, action, mystery, murder, everything. The show combines so many different genres. So it's interesting for everyone to watch, and anyone can watch it really. That's, an adult. It's such an interesting show, and throughout the whole time, there's always something happening. And I was really never a show person. I never really watched shows. I never really was into shows or movies actually at all. But this was the first show that hooked me on. And I actually got hooked on, I think it's 5 seasons total. I haven't watched in such a long time. It's 5 seasons total. I got hooked on, I think, when the 4th season was up. And this was during COVID. So I ran through from the first season all the way down to the 4th season at the time in less than a week, which is a lot of episodes. I would literally just lock myself in my room and just nonstop watch it over and over again. And it gets so addictive. So if you have exams coming up and stuff like that, I don't recommend you watch this show. But now let's talk about my main points. I talked about how the show is, extremely funny and combines a lot of different genres. Actually, this show, the star actor, I guess you could say the main actor of this show, is Tom Ellis, which is a British actor. And the actor is a very good-looking man who pretty much resembles the devil, as in he pulls people's desires and brings out the people's desires. And he's taken a break from being the king of hell and coming down to earth, disobeying God's orders and coming back down to earth and just living it up in LA. He owns a nightclub in LA, and it's him and one of his devils, or I guess you could say ghosts or hell torturers, what they call them in the show, is down in there with him. They're running this club, and one day, the devil, one of his friends, one of his famous friends, was actually shot in a drive-by that happened or occurred around his nightclub. They just finished having a conversation, and while she was leaving, a drive-by happened, and she was shot and killed on that spot. Now, in the show, he shows that, he is extremely, he really takes care of justice, and he makes sure justice is served. So he runs to his friend that is, dead, confirms that they are dead, and then runs to the car, because after the person who shot her, the car flipped over and that person also died. So he ran up to that person to quickly find out who that person is, who sent that person to kill her. And right before he did so, that person died. So he started pretty much getting with his connections and stuff like that. That person killed somebody, so that person's going to be in hell. So he pretty much sent people down to hell to find that person and ask him, hey, who sent you? But until he was able to do that, before he was able to do that, he first tried to solve this case. When the detective showed up, a detective by the name of Chloe Decker, which is a previous a retired nude actress that he recognized, was pretty much on this case. She was the one that handling this case, and while she was handling this case, he went up to her and told her that, I'm able to help you with this case. And he has almost a superpower, and that superpower is he's able to look at somebody in the eyes and tell him, tell me what you truly desire. And that person, without control and without being in their control, would be able to just tell him what his desires are. So he did it on a few people around her, and once she saw that, and after hours and hours of convincing, and obviously his connections, he was finally able to convince her to join her team and just have this team of him and her, almost like she's his associate, and they solve cases together. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to spoil too much for you. I just want to go over what I've discussed. I discussed that Lucifer Morningstar is the devil who left hell and came down to earth to take a vacation in Los Angeles. Instead, one of his friends ends up dying, and he starts investigating this crime with a detective. He eventually falls in love with his detective, and they start solving a bunch of crimes together. And that's pretty much what the show is about. And that's why I think Lucifer Morningstar is genuinely, if you're not into shows, I truly believe that that's the best show out there for you to start. No matter what it is you're into, you're going to like it because it combines so many different things: comedy, action, everything in just one show. And it's almost like the best beginner show to start on. Go watch it, and I promise you, you won't regret it, and you won't get addicted. Thank you.